your thoughts, Waringa. Did anybody pay you? Did you protest? I should start there.
Yes, I did protest.
And were you paid to do so?
I think, like Idongo is saying, that no one has the capacity to finance these protests. People are being financed by their own lived realities. You're being, people from all informal settlements, for example, they're being financed by the poverty that they're facing. They're being financed by the hopelessness this country has. People in this country are hopeless. But because of that hopelessness, because of that anger, because of that poverty, because of that level of, you're without humanity, you're without dignity. It is that is fueling people. It is not money. And if anything, I think this government has to be very clear on several issues, because you cannot start talking about Ford Foundation and civil societies or you do not address the fact that you have been selling this country to foreign interest. Why are you not accountable for that money? Why are you not telling us you've already sold our, our souls and our energies to IMF and World Bank? Why aren't you addressing that? Why aren't you accountable to that money to Kenyans? Why do you want to focus on financing of people? People are financed by their own realities. Mm-hmm. So the government cannot start running around. I think it is in the character of governments that when they don't have any idea on how to resolve a crisis, like this crisis, our Generation Z is raising concrete issues. And because the government has no capacity, it has no legitimacy to resolve the questions that are being raised, by our generation, and of course every other Kenyan that is, coming out to the streets every day. The nature of all of governments, even if you look at all the way through even colonial times, during Kenyatta, they criminalized. They turn to the only law that they can control, criminal law. So they want to criminalize the civil society, they want to criminalize the media, but instead of addressing the issues that are being raised. So they want to run. I think Ruto has no idea how he's going to resolve this crisis. He has never had an idea how he will resolve this crisis. In fact, the rising of this protest and where they started, if you look at, the process after the flood disaster, people coming up to protest against the right to housing, that is the birth event of the Occupy movement. When people are coming out to protest to house, that period, Kenyans, I remember because through Mathare Social Justice Center, we had a fundraiser, and Kenyans themselves were contributing because the government had no idea how they will resolve the flood crisis. So again, they criminalized. They started saying people who are living next to the river. So they criminalize instead of resolving.
All right.
Yeah.